Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my Offbeat Media 1 channel. Please make sure you go subscribe to my channel. I want you guys to watch it, but also subscribe, like, and comment as well, okay? And go follow me on Instagram at Offbeat Media 1. And today, I finally decided to do the Love and Hip Hop review. I think this is season 8. Love and Hip Hop season 8, episode 1. It was a 2-hour, first of all, it was a 2-hour special. And I did watch the first hour. And I'm probably going to watch the second hour and post that up tomorrow. Because by the time I finish this video, it would have been a very long night. So let's get started. Okay. So the scene opens up with Stevie J, right? So Stevie opens up with Stevie J, and he just talking with his old big head self. And he is on his way to the Soul Train Awards, where his newfound wife, Miss Faith Evans, aka Biggie, ex-wife, or were they married? I think they were married. Yeah, Biggie, rest in peace. And his ex-wife, and so they're basically about to meet up, and they meet up or whatever, and they basically talking about how he met her and how he didn't want her basically to slip out his fingers, and he was talking about some you wasn't taking it seriously, and she was like, nigga, you know what niggas do, like, nigga, no, that was all you. Okay. And like, you tried it, and he was like, yeah, you know how Stevie J do. He's so dang like smooth, you know what I'm saying? Everything is just a game to him, like, yeah. But you know, he was smooth talking like he usually do, talking about, that's all you or whatever. And she was like, no, boo, that was all you. Like, you wasn't taking it seriously. And so then they go on and they start talking about how basically they got married and they eloped. Yeah, they eloped. And he never even told Mimi or Eva, and probably none of his other baby mamas either. Well, okay. Because Eva is the next youngest before Bonnie Bella, which is Jocelyn's daughter. But yeah, so he didn't tell Eva. He probably didn't tell Jocelyn either, honey, because Jocelyn was in the shade room talking about, honey, he ain't came to see Bonnie Bella. Stevie J came to see Bonnie Bella. Stevie J need to go see his kids. He know better. But he didn't tell Mimi or Eva that he went and got married to Faith. And so that's going to be a storyline. That's going to be part of Mimi's other storyline. And Mimi, she up in this thing this season. Like, okay, girl. So, of course, that's some BS that he did not tell his baby mother or his child at the very least, So, next we see Tokyo. I love Tokyo. I love her accent. I can listen to her talk all day long. That's the go best friend. That's my best friend. You better yeah, that's her. So Tokyo and Spice meet up at a club. It looks like Spice was performing, and I know last season Spice and Tokyo, they was beefing because over the same guy, Tobias, that Tokyo was dating this boy named Tobias, and Spice and him end up going on a date. And so long story short, Spice and Tokyo met up, and Spice was talking about, throwing shots, talking about some Tokyo didn't need to eat no more and all this stuff, basically fat shaming her, which was totally unacceptable, because baby, Spice ain't small. And so they was going back and forth, but I love Spice too. So, but that's over now. They're all cool now. So they're having a seat at a club. So they went to sit down at a club. And they're talking. So this guy walks up. And I guess his name is Vaughn. I think she said his name was Vaughn. And this guy walks up. And he's apparently an artist developer. And I think he's an artist developer. I think they said for like Jagged Edge and some other group. I cannot remember. But Jagged Edge, I definitely remember that name. So they're all talking and they're saying, you know, how well Spice did in her performance. And Tokyo goes like, girl, you did that. Like, you did that. And she's like, no, thank you. And he was like, he was kind of like, I wouldn't say super amazing. And Spice and Tokyo like, like, excuse you, like, you know what I'm saying? That was so rude. And so he's like, you know, it wasn't amazing. And so he started talking to Spice and was like, maybe you should, you know, think about changing your look. And she was like, Spice was immediately offended. She was just like, what do you mean I need to change my look? Like, what do you mean I need to change my look? I don't need to change my look for nobody. And he just like, maybe to elevate, because Spice is an international star. She's an international star, but she wants to make it big in America. And America it's really hard for international stars to really break through, honestly. And she's really trying to break through in America. But I think, you know, because I do think that people might be shunning her because of her look, which is completely wrong, you know, and pretty disgusting. Like, you know, how is it 2019? Like, damn. But, you know, so they're talking about that. And so Tokyo and Spice, you know, was kind of over him. Like, nigga, you don't know nothing. Goodbye. You know what I'm saying? And Tokyo dismissed him. She said, peace. You know, and so Spice was like, you know, he wanted me to look like Beyonce and this and that, and he wanted me to come out the floor and all this and that, and I'm not this and I'm not that. And so she just went off, and, you know, it was just like, I'm not changing for nobody. And then the scene goes off. Okay. So then the scene goes to Mimi. So there's a scene with Mimi and Rashida, Carly, and Erica. And Erica, which is Scrappy baby mama, she is back. I was so happy she was back. I really enjoyed her. I really love Erica. Like, when I see Erica, I always think of that one scene when they finally found out about Mimi and that sex tape. And she was like, you better talk to her because I'm going to hurt her feelings. That's so funny because our friends and they use that phrase. We use that phrase like, hey, you better talk to your friend because I'm going to hurt her feelings. So Mimi talking to them, and they basically talking about how Mimi basically got shot at. And so this guy was in her garage in her car. He was just sitting in her car. I'm wondering if there's more to this story. And I pray to God that Mona did not fake this story for a storyline for Mimi. Because y'all know Mimi has a track record, right? I.e. sex tape. But anywho, so, you know, Mimi, you know, she said that there was a guy and he shot at her. And basically the guy, when he shot, like, he hit her car. You can see the bullet in her car. And I was just like, wow, that is crazy. And, you know, I hope that is true. Because, I mean, I don't hope it's true, but I hope it's true for the sake of, like, girl, I hope you wouldn't fake that for a storyline. But the bullet, and you see the picture of the bullet in her car. So it's pretty, you know, intense. So she basically just talked to them about that and said how scared she was and how she froze. And Erica pretty much tell her, you know, it's not your fault. You know, it happened, you know, it could happen to anyone and you did the best that you could. So, yeah. So then it goes to Scrap. So do y'all remember, Scrap. Oh, yeah. So y'all remember, Scrap DeLeon. I think that's his last name. You know, that's KK. KK, I think Sass is his name. So KK, you know, is the mother of Scrap and Sass. And so Scrap used to date Tommy. You know, he used to have that long, pretty hair. So now, you know, he's talking about how he's in the halfway house and how, so Scrap's story is he got caught trafficking marijuana and he got sentenced for 20 years. but he did 5 years in prison, and then he would do 15 years basically on probation. And so he's in the process of being released now, but he has to go to the halfway house first. Now, unfortunately, in the halfway house, so all the inmates get to go out a couple hours a day, and he can't go out a couple hours a day because you have to have a family member, a close relative without a criminal record. And both his mama and his brother unfortunately have a criminal record. So he can't go, he is not able to, be free for a couple hours of a day. So, he's struggling with that. And, later on we'll see, how that plays out. So then, honey, we go to Mama D and Miss KK. Mama D and Miss KK. Y'all know Mama D, little scrappy mama, and KK is Scratch mama. And honey, they are 60 going on 16. Mama D done got her body done, and KK, I think she been had her body done, honey, and they all sucked and tucked and plucked and hair plucked, and they're looking all good, and they're just talking about how basically Mama D about to beef with Bambi and her mama, and then KK talking about how getting Scrap out, but unfortunately that she can't because of their criminal record. So they're talking about that, and they don't, I like Mama D and KK. I really do like Mama D and KK, but I do think they be, as far as Mama D, she just be coming up with a whole bunch of storylines. I don't even think Mama D need a whole storyline. Mama D is really entertaining. So y'all don't even need to, I feel like they're always trying to fake these, they're always trying to come up with these little plots for Mama D for her to do something on the show, But anywho, so where Stevie J takes Eva out. Takes Eva out to dinner, basically to meet Faith. And honey, Mimi do not know. Honey, I don't even think Eva knew that she was coming to meet Faith at that dinner. And mind you, again, Stevie J did not tell Mimi that he was getting married, and he didn't tell Eva. And then this nigga gonna come out his mouth and ask, and so Stevie J lives in LA, and Mimi lives, of course, in Atlanta. This nigga gonna say, ask his daughter, who he hasn't even told, didn't even tell nothing to before he even decided to get married. You wanna come and live with me in LA? And she just like, oh. Like, nigga, what? Even was looking at him like, and she said, I gotta ask my mama. And he just like, and that shot him down quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you just gonna ask her that? And then she's like, you gotta ask the person who raised me. And he was like, that's me, right? And she was like, she let him rise. Eva, I'm Eva. Eva is me. Cause I'm the exact same. I'm just like Eva, honey. Honey, you gotta ask my grandma. For real. But yeah, Stevie J really tried it, So then, so Scrap finally gets out. Scrap is finally released from the halfway house for, his break. He has to go back, but they are able to find a relative, and crazy enough, they find his half sister. So Scrap apparently has his half sister that came about when his father cheated on KK. And the crazy part about it is both the half sister and Scrap are both 30 years old. And this nigga gonna say we ghetto twins. I'm like, damn. But really, they really are. They both was 30. So Scrap's father cheated on KK with the half sister's mother, and the half sister came. And basically she came and got him out. She was the only one without a criminal record, and he was so thankful for her, like, thank God. So, they're sitting around talking, and, Scrap is just thinking, like, wait a minute. So I had a half sister the whole time, and KK started doing like, honey, KK just you can tell KK is hiding something. She looked like she hiding something. Like, she goes, well, basically, your father cheated on me with her. Oh, and then apparently she told Scrap that his father, when Scrap was like 9 or 10, she told Scrap that his father was dead. And she gave this lame ass excuse like, I mean, she didn't have to say the man was dead. Even if he was dead, you didn't have to say the man was dead. But she was like, he didn't come around. She didn't see him, for a long time. And so she was just like, well, hell, he dead. What? And then KK is so cold that she was basically like, well, he's like, so basically if y'all were able to bail me out of jail, I would never got to have seen my half sister. And she was like, yeah, pretty much. That was so wrong. But apparently, so Scrap's father is supposed to be coming in town. So I guess that's going to be another storyline too. So we're going to see how that plays out. I feel like Scrap is going to end up being real hurt because KK seems like she's been hiding a lot. Okay? KK is very deceptive. So then, let's talk to about, now this is where it get real juicy. Okay? This is when it gets lit. So Spice goes to the dermatologist, right? So y'all know Spice had a conversation with the artist developer at the club with Tokyo, and he was talking about her and how she needed to change her look. And she was like, she was adding it like, I'm not going to change my look. I'm going to change my look for anyone. But apparently, so she had met with Carly earlier in the show, and it was like a small scene basically where Spice had talked to her kids, and Spice was feeling so sad because she's basically over in America and they're over in Jamaica, and she's really trying to make it hard, but she's trying to be seen, you know what I'm saying? Like, why won't they accept me? So she feels like, the only way they accept me if I change the color of my skin. And to me, Spice is a beautiful black Jamaican queen. Like Mimi said, she is a beautiful black Jamaican queen, and it's just crazy that people really think of them of themselves that way. Like, your skin is gorgeous. So anywho, Spice goes to the dermatologist and she starts to ask questions. And, so the dermatologist brings up something about chemical peels. And so chemical peels, I guess they do the same thing as the other chemicals, but it's not as harsh, maybe. But so she tells, Spice is like, okay, and the dermatologist says, but before you get that, we must do a mental evaluation on you, a psychological evaluation. And Spice was like, was super offended. And it's crazy. And somebody said, why did she get so mad? But in the black community, mental health is such a taboo thing. Like, if you're in therapy, or if you're, if you say anything about anything like suicide or anything, then they're gonna call you crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna put you in a category, and that's gonna be the title on your head. So nobody wants to think like, oh, I have to get a psychological evaluation. I'm not crazy and this and that. But it's just just to see where your brain is at. Getting an evaluation doesn't make you crazy, but they have to test to make sure that you're doing this for the right reasons. Because realistically, if you're doing this for a temporary feeling, to get out a temporary feeling, she's gonna be pretty freaking upset if her skin permanently changes color. You know what I'm saying? And then she doesn't even like the color. So so Spice gets really upset with the dermatologist and just goes off. So she gets really upset, and she just was just like, she's not for the bullshit. She's not for the whole psychological evaluation, because she feels like people are making her think that she's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why Spice is so frustrated, because we understand it, but Spice is just like, you know, just so frustrated trying to even explain this to other people. You know, because she is very dark, and the people that she was even discussing this topic with, they were all lighter skinned than her, so they don't really understand. You know, so that brings me to my next point. So then Spice is at a photo shoot, and honey, so Spice is in, basically somebody had painted her whole entire body, her whole face and everything was covered, and she looked like a white woman. And she has blonde hair, and then the crazy part is she had on this red outfit, so it really stood out. You know what I'm saying? It really stood out. So she's taking pictures, and in walks Carly Red, and Carly Red basically looks at her like, "Girl, what are you doing?" And so, you know, Spice was like, "Hello, you know, this is me, you know, hi Carly, you know, like, you know what I'm saying, I told you, like, I was gonna just, you know, basically explaining, like, you know, I told you, you know, what I was doing, and this and that." So then in walks Mimi and Rashida, and Mimi was like, "Oh, I thought I was coming to see Spice and Carly Red. Like, what? Like, who is this white woman?" And so then Mimi and Spice basically start talking. Mimi, Rashida, and Carly starts talking to Spice, and they're basically talking to her like, "What are you doing to yourself?" And Spice is explaining to them, like, you know, basically I'm like a walking billboard. You know, I'm trying to show people an example of what happens when y'all basically, you know, continue talking shit and keep, you know, bashing dark-skinned women, and particularly Black people bashing their own race of people just because they're darker than them. And, you know, and because a lot of people always say, you know, in the music industry that, you know, dark-skinned people aren't as marketable to the mainstream. And mainstream, that's another topic. But yeah, so, you know, they said, like, you know, Spice, you know, they often say like Spice, because of the color of her skin, you know, she doesn't appeal to you know, the mainstream audience. And Spice is trying to explain to them, like, I'm trying to break that barrier. Rashida and Mimi were just like, you don't have to go about it this way. Like, this isn't the way to go about proving your point. But at the same time, sometimes you do have to exaggerate. I understand, Spice, so sometimes you do have to exaggerate, you know, to get somebody's attention. Because let's be honest, when we all saw that, we were all like, you know what I'm saying, it was everywhere. And even made Wendy Williams' ass. It made the Wendy Williams show twice. So everyone was talking about, oh, Spice bleached her skin, because she really looked like a white woman. And like Mimi said, she looked like a white woman trying to be Black, and that was true. And I understood Mimi when Mimi's frustration. She was almost kind of irritated, like, why the fuck, you know? But that was her ignorance, because she just didn't understand, like, because Mimi, I feel like it was coming from a good place, because Mimi even said Spice was a Jamaican beautiful Black queen, you know what I'm saying? So she probably really admired her and really, really honestly feels like she's gorgeous and beautiful just the way she is. So she probably was just like, why are you doing it this way? So Mimi and Spice, they are arguing back and forth, arguing back and forth. And honey, Mimi called her a snow bunny and all that shit. Just all that. And it's sad because unfortunately we do live in a world where browner skinned people do get discriminated against. Like, Black people as a whole get discriminated against, but brown skin and dark skinned people, like, we can't camouflage ourselves as anything else. We can't say, oh, we're not mixed, we don't look mixed, we look Black. You know, from the outside, we are Black, the Black is, you know what I'm saying? Even me, I'm not even dark. Like, I'm not even spice dark, but even for my skin complexion, I still get treated differently than lighter skin people. And that'll be another conversation too, because we need to get into that. Just like Spice's song says, Black hypocrisy. Black people are very hypocritical, especially when it comes to topics like that. But we will leave that for another time. So thanks for watching my video. That was Love and Hip Hop Season 8, Episode 1 review. So go subscribe, and thanks for watching my channel.